Hi guys, hope everybody has been doing good this week since the last video that I have done on Thursday. And I did not expect to do another book haul for this month, but again, this is the tail end of my vacation and I'm actually off tomorrow. And so I went down to Dayton, Ohio to the $1 book swap again, which thanks to Cameron over Book Movie Guy for saying something in a video of his about it. And I live about an hour and 40 minutes away from there. So I went there this afternoon and I got 24 books. 20 of those I'm going to show you because those are for me. The other 4 I got from my aunt for Christmas. And so let's get started. I'm going to break these down into different sections here. So again, they actually had quite a good selection this time of the Penguin Classics edition. And I know Steve Donahue is a good fan of the Penguin Classic editions, and I want to collect more and more of the books. The most of the classic editions that I do have of Penguin Black editions are the John Steinbeck novels. And you've seen me get a couple of those on Thursday at the Book Law, and I got 2 more in the haul for you today. And the first one, I finally actually have a original full copy of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The other copy I have, I do not think is the actual way that she has written it. I think it's in the abridged format, but it's in a leather-bound edition. But this is the Penguin Classic edition, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I cannot wait to actually get started in this book and actually read it in its entirety. The next one, and speaking of Steve Donahue, I don't know if one of his books that he had previously, as you know, he has bought many books of the same title over the years because he's either had it and lent it and gave it to people, or that he just wanted a replacement copy, or he sold it at one time and then he just wanted to buy another copy to have in his library because he wanted to read it again. And the reason I say Steve, because I know he's a fan of the Greek plays, the Odyssey and Iliad, as am I. And this one here is Sophocles, and it's the 3-7 plays, Antigone, Oedipus the King, and Oedipus at Colonus. And I cannot wait to get into this. And the reason why I say that this might be a Steve Donahue book all the way from Boston going down to Ohio, is hopefully you can see this in the camera here. I know the lighting's not that great because I'm filming this at dark, but it is annotated throughout the whole plays and underlined. So Steve, I don't know if that's what you do in your books, if this is a copy of yours, or I'm assuming it might have been a theater major or maybe a Greek mythology major in college and they had to read this, or an English major even at that. But it's going to be kind of neat just to go through and see all the annotations that this person has done. And now I would go on to the Stephen King haul of this video. So I'm adding 3 more Stephen King books to my collection. And again, I'm not reading any Stephen King for a while just because September and October I dedicated those 2 months to Stephen King, and I did get through I think about 8 or 10 of his books, and I stopped doing the weekly vlogs because I found that I wasn't able to do a vlog every day. And so what I'm going to do probably after this one gets up is do my Stephen King recap and go over all the books that I have actually gotten through in those 2 months. But I did pick up a paperback copy of Doohickey, which I've been wanting to read for a long time now. I've heard nothing but good things about that one. And another book I have also been wanting to read for a long time, and they've had it at the $1 book swap before last time I was there, but the books, both paperbacks and some of the hardbacks they had, were just in not the greatest condition. And I finally found one that was an okay edition for me to read. And this is The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub. I've heard mixed reviews about this. I know some say this isn't the best collaboration that either one of them has done, but I really am anticipating that this might be my next Stephen King book that I will read when I get back into a Stephen King kick, maybe the first of the year. And finally, I got a short story collection, and it's actually in rather good condition. There's a little bit of foxing in there from the book, just age-wise. But it's the short story collection, Nightmares and Dreamscapes, and I've always wanted to read that as well. And now on to the Dean Koontz portion of the book haul. Next two are in the Odd Thomas series, and I think when I start Dean Koontz again, I am going to do the Odd Thomas series first. As you know, I gotten last time pretty much the same authors I have gotten this time when I went to Dayton, Ohio for the $1 bookstop. And I mostly got the rest of the Dean Koontz books that were on my list that I didn't have already. But I did pick up another first edition of Odd Thomas. And the reason I did this one is this is probably the regular size. The other book that I got is a little bit smaller in size and compared to this one. And I've seen this and it was in really good condition, so I picked that up. And I got the next one, Odd Hours. I already got that again the last time, but I only had the paperback because they did not have any hard copies, or either the hard copies that they did have was not in the greatest of shape. And this is actually in a really good condition wise. And so now I believe I have the first 4 Odd Thomas books, so I can go ahead and marathon those right when I actually get back into Dean Koontz. And on to the biggest portion of the haul is, again, I got some Goosebumps books by R.L. Stine, and I will go ahead and show those next. So now on to the Goosebumps books, and again, just like Cameron, I always read the Goosebumps books whenever they came out, and I always watched the series on Fox when I was a little kid. And it just brings back nostalgic memories for me every time I read one of these books. And I have 11 books here. These are not in any particular order, and I believe most of these I have not read at all because there's just so many Goosebumps books that just been written throughout the 90s when I was growing up that I could not get to actually reading all of those. But the first one is The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. And this is number 20 in this series. The next one is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, and it is number 14. The next one is The Headless Ghost, and I do remember reading this book, but it's just been so long, and it's number 37 in the series. The next one is You Can't Scare Me, and it's number 15 in the series. The next one is The Beast from the East, and this is number 43 in the series. And the next one is Legend of the Lost Legend, and it is number 47 in the series. The next one I have not read, but I have seen the actual show on Fox, and I'm pretty sure that this was a movie too, if I remember right. I've probably seen it too, but it's called Ghost Camp, and it's number 45 in the series. And the next one I have read before, and I have watched the movie of it, and it's Welcome to Camp Nightmare, and it is number, it doesn't say on here what number it is in the series on the back. Next one is Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, and it is number 13 in the series. Next one is How to Kill a Monster, and it is number 46 in the series. And finally, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, and it is number 38 in the series. And next, I did get a couple of Animorphs books, and I will show those to you in the next part of the haul. They didn't have that many Animorphs books, and ones that they did have wasn't in the greatest of conditions, but I did end up getting two, and I remember watching the show on Nickelodeon when I was younger and reading the books. It's just been so long since I've actually watched or read the books or series. And this one is number 22 in the series, and it is The Solution and by K.A. Applegate. And this one is The Departure, and it's number 19 in the series. So that is my book haul that I went to Dayton, Ohio, to the $1 book swap. If you ever, again, I said this in the last video, but if you live in Ohio, excuse me, and you want to go to a warehouse full of books and DVDs and CDs, then go to the $1 book swap in Dayton, Ohio, and everything is $1. And they also do have specials for kids' books. They have a bundle where you can get some books wrapped up in plastic wrap for like $5, and they also have other deals as well. Thanks everybody for watching this book haul, and hope everybody has a great rest of the weekend.